Hello everyone, and welcome to the Brubacher and Beyond podcast, where we're shaping the world that we live in so that more people can find the construction industry uncommonly refreshing. My name is Maecy Landis, and I'll be your host today, and I am here with three special guests, Megan Ament, Jordan Keller, and Dave Strawser. If everybody wants to give a little bit of introduction about yourself. Megan, you can start.
Sure. I am the coordinator for what we call the Venture Program at Hinkletown Mennonite School, and that is our non-traditional hybrid high school program. We are intentionally small and flexible, and we put a focus on career exploration and having conversations with students to help them find their potential career based on their God-given gifts and interests.
Jordan?
Yeah, Maecy. So I'm the manager of people and development here at Brubacher, and really my role is everything people. So making sure we have the right workforce for today as well as tomorrow and the future, and then developing each path to get them along that way.
Awesome. Dave?
And I'm Dave Strawser. I'm the trainer here at Brubacher. I get to work hand in hand in the field, more boots on the ground in the dirt with the guys, technical training, compliance training, things like that I get to physically do the training, have different GPS trainings and things of that nature for new hires.
Awesome, that's great. So with that being said, thank you all so much for being here. We are here today to discuss preparing the youth for success. And obviously, all three of these people have roles that really play into that, and just encouraging the younger generation to be successful in whatever they may do with their God-given talents and to follow whatever path they think is right for them. So, what do you guys feel is important that we teach our younger generations as far as following that path to success and being able to use the God-given talents that they have in whatever way?
So I think really when it comes down to this topic, it is unlocking the potential that everybody is given. And I think sometimes we can't see that for ourselves, and it takes somebody else to really push and challenge us to uncover those skills and talents. But I think, too, it's opening up students' minds to what is really out there. I think society tells us that this is the way we need to go, this is the jobs that we need to have. I know for me, growing up and going through high school, it was very driven to go to a 4-year college. And, I'm thankful that I had family and others that kind of talked me out of that and really led me to construction. And that's really what has turned into a career for me that I would have never expected to be available. And I think that's the big thing is finding the skills and talents that young individuals have and being able to guide and steer them to and give them opportunities to see it and experience it, and knowing what all is out there and finding what really unlocks that purpose and that passion in their lives, because I think that's the most important thing. When you're passionate about what you do, you really enjoy every day that you come to work.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the points that you brought up, especially mentioning the whole 4-year college or any college at that. I feel like it is very commonly pushed, and, also something that in society that I felt with, being younger when I was graduating, I feel like it was really something that was in my mind was I need to know what I'm going to do for the rest of my life and perfect it, rather than God is putting us through these trials and tribulations to figure out what you're good at and to learn and grow through whatever experience you may go through. Yeah.
I think it's important, like Jordan said, with challenges and encouragement, challenging and encouraging the younger generations. And I feel this in my own life. All the while, those things can hurt. Sometimes they can feel like hurdles or mountains to climb. But through all that, the younger generation knows that we, as the maybe older generation, been in the industry, been in the world for a little bit longer, that we are for them and for their success. And all that encouragement, all that tough love, the things that might not feel good in the moment are for their good, and that they know that we are for them.
Right. And I think it's so important that the younger generation has people like you three to be able to encourage them to do things that are going to be beneficial to them.
In our high school program, we have numerous adults walking alongside our students and speaking into their lives. We have a very special mentoring program where they get somebody to talk about their spiritual growth and family and friend issues, but then I'm actually the person who has the opportunity to speak with students about potential careers and different things that they want to explore. And, mentioning the push for college or, moving into the construction field or any other trades, we work really hard to place equal value on college, on going directly into the workforce, on heading into the mission field or taking a gap year. We celebrate all of those options equally, and it's just a huge blessing to be able to walk with students as they're trying to figure these things out and letting them have the opportunity to get out and explore, and not pushing them towards a 4-year degree, which I feel like we all have kind of felt that pressure as we've been growing up and making our way through high school.
How amazing is it as like a kid, or I should say a young adult, to have that freedom and to feel that you have someone alongside of you celebrating you no matter what path you choose, whether it's college or a trade, construction. To have that freedom to explore and grow in your own personalized way is so beneficial to growing up and learning what you need and not just what everybody else wants from you. And coming from a smaller school, that's so amazing that you guys can do like the one-on-one or maybe not one-on-one, but
it is one-on-one.
That's awesome.
I have experience teaching in public school, and I would have 120, 130 kids walk through my door every day, and I just longed to get to know them and to be able to speak truth into their lives, and just I had the confines of the schedule that I wasn't able to do that. So when this opportunity came up at Hinkletown Mennonite School, where I was serving on the board at the time, and we were starting to explore the possibility of a high school. And, God led me personally through a path that gave me the education and the desire to be able to be a part of this team that could develop this program where we are able to put such a focus on really walking closely with students and having those conversations, and really putting a focus on career exploration right away. Starting in 9th grade, our kids are out shadowing. We had a great group of students actually have a wonderful time here recently at Brubacher's, getting out in the field and being able to talk to numerous people about what they do, and they even came back saying like they had multiple adults through this experience of just spending a day with Brubacher's speaking into their lives just in that day, and they felt really special and cared for, and it was just a great experience for them to be able to see what's happening here at a place like Brubacher's and to pique their interest into the construction trades.
And that exposure to all of the different, careers that they can choose from is so beneficial in their choosing process. I'm very grateful for the school that I went to, but I often wonder what it would be like to have that one-on-one versus, like you said, 130 kids to one teacher, one guidance counselor, And I don't think I did my mentorship until junior year, and then I was like, oh my gosh, like I need to figure out what I'm doing, I need to figure out what I'm going to college for. So to start that early gives them that opportunity to get a feel for what they want to do or what they think they want to do. Because even if you start that early, that's not to say that when you go to college you might not change your mind, and God might throw something else in your way and say, hey, well, what about this? Maybe that was just a trial.
Yeah, I think I can get very passionate about this, and I think I have a disclaimer and then maybe a challenge on top of that is, I think the disclaimer is, I think years past I was very against going to a 4-year college. I just saw the opportunity. I saw my friends choose that route and kind of the direction they had, the debt they incurred, and most of them came out and weren't even following the career, the major that they started with. And I kind of saw my path and kind of the opportunities that presented themselves for me. But I've changed my view on that, and maybe it's growth, maybe it's maturity, but the disclaimer is there is no wrong path if it's the path you want for your life. And I think, and you don't have to have that figured out. As a high school senior, you don't have to know what you're going to retire in. That's not the point. And I think a lot of times we get so focused on the end, or what am I going to spend the next 40 years of my life doing, when we're really never intended to know that. And I think it's about the drive and the ability to be grateful in the presence, to see where you're at, the experiences that are around you and what you have in front of you, and then to be able to jump in 150% into those experiences. And, I think there is times where, there is careers that need that 4-year degree or that master's degree, and that's great. And I'm so excited to see people be passionate and put the time in, put the work on to go be successful in that. But then, just like Megan said, we also as a society need to have the same encouragement, the same support, the same, I guess, support and encouragement, but more so the excitement around somebody choosing to go to the trades, somebody going to a 2-year trade school, somebody that is going right to the workforce. And no matter what that looks like, be excited about that and support them and help them uncover what they're doing. So I think that's where the disclaimer is. It's, everything's important. We need everybody. If we push only trades, well, then we're going to have a hard time going to the doctor or needing a surgeon in 10, 20 years. It's the same thing. But knowing the opportunities that are out there, and I think the big thing is looking outside the box. It really kind of clicked with me. We try to be diversified as a company. We have great skills. What can we do in the construction field? It's the same for the individual, right? What skills do I have? What are my interests? What do I like? And don't be so confined to say, this is the direct path. What else is out there that uses those same skills? And I think that's a lot of thing what we're seeing now is, as I sit in interviews, as I talk to younger individuals, even those that have had 10, 20-year careers in other industries, it's no surprise that the construction industry and others are in a labor downslide of just everybody needs people. And oftentimes I find myself in the role of identifying skills that other people have and what they've grown and become successful with, and how does that apply? Like picking up on the small details to say, hey, I think you really, I see you really enjoy this. That could be really helpful and really successful in our company, in our industry, going down this route. And we've seen it happen, and really, it lights that passion and that desire. And really, going to my challenge is I sit on a lot of advisory boards for a lot of tech schools and colleges and high schools. And it's been the same for the last 3 to 5 years. It's, the labor demand is high. We can't find enough people. Everybody's hiring. Everybody needs 10, 20, 30 people. And, honestly, that's the reality we're in. And everybody wants to bring up the fact that, the younger generation doesn't want to work, has different priorities, isn't motivated the same. We even had the conversation of, a younger employee saying, well, hey, I've been here every day for the last 3 weeks, or I've only missed 5 days last year. And to those that have been around the industry for a long time, it's like, I have people that haven't missed 5 days in 25 years. But again, we can talk about the problems and the challenges, or we can sit around and say, hey, how do we make this better? How do we connect with this younger generation? And how do we find their strengths and talents and encourage those things while not dismissing them and being critical of them and making them feel like they don't belong in our industry, because that doesn't help anybody. And I think that's the big thing. People are looking for belonging. People are looking to be part of something, to find that purpose and passion in what they do. And it's on all of our plates to figure out, how do we have those one-on-one conversations? How do we be useful to society in the fact of, are we mentoring younger people around us, our family members, our, people in the community, whether it's sports or churches or schools, or we all know young people. What are we doing to invest in their lives and help them see what could be? And I think that's the key part of it. And the more we can talk about being the solution rather than just complaining about the problem, I think it's going to change the community around us. And it's one relationship, one thing at a time. Dave mentioned it earlier. We coach our supervisors on being for people. And when you're for somebody, you can have the honest, transparent conversation with somebody about where their strengths and their weaknesses are, because they know that you're for them. You want their success. And not only you want their success, you don't just want them to be good, but you're willing to walk alongside them through that entire process.
Yeah, and instilling that change in them rather than fighting their adversity definitely works for both of our benefits. Because the younger generations are different, and every generation is different, no matter whether they're younger or older. Everybody has their different strengths and weaknesses, and that's okay. You just have to learn to work with them and to instill that change, and from there you can only grow. Yeah, that's a lot of great stuff that you said, Jordan. So I know you mentioned about the work that you do with other programs. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? I'd like to hear from all of you guys, the specific programs that you work with and what you guys are doing to prepare and encourage the youth for their future.
Yeah, I think, and that's, I'm grateful to work for an owner and president in Keith that really challenges us to be involved and invest time and build those relationships with schools. So, we talk about serving on advisory committees, and, we have 3 local specific heavy equipment operation programs in Lancaster County Career and Tech, Berks County Career and Tech, and Lehigh Carbon Technical Institute up in the Lehigh County. And part of my role in those is I was a former instructor for a few years of the adult program at Lancaster County CTC, and have known students go through that program, have seen the success of that, and recognized the value in getting exposed to those things. When you know that's the career you want to go into, let's get the formal training, let's get the background knowledge. And so we work closely with those. I've actually helped build the heavy equipment program at Berks County Career and Tech. That's, I believe it's 2 or 3 years now they've been running that. And then, again, being for the industry, for the community, we partnered with, honestly, a lot of our competitors. We serve on these committees with our competitors, and we're able to set aside the competition for the good of the industry, the good of the school, the good of these students. And we work closely with a few other contractors in building a civil engineering construction technician program at Thaddeus Stevens. It's a 2-year associate degree program, as well as a diesel technology program there as well. And those programs have really been growing exponentially. A lot of good things, and a lot of great young individuals that have uncovered their passion and seen where they could go. As well as we work heavily with Penn College with the heavy equipment program up there, and construction management programs, forestry, and others alike. And then working with local high schools, even with Hinkletown, with Garden Spot, Ephrata, Pequot Valley, Conestoga Christian. And just, again, it's about opportunities to speak into the lives of these younger students. And, whether they're going to come work at Brubacher or work in the construction industry, period, I think our responsibility as people that have been in a career, been in the workforce, gone through experiences, is to share with these students and help them. For maybe we get to talk to them for 5 minutes, but how can we help them ignite that light bulb that sends them in a direction where they might find their future career?
Yeah, those are such great things that you are doing, and all those years working together. When you think about it, if you're getting involved with your local schools like Hinkletown, and then you guys have your own program, and all of these different companies are involved with their local schools and working with different companies and just partnering up, making all the relationships that you can possibly make. And from there, we're not going to change the whole world all at one time, but I would hope that, even if we change a handful of people, that's helping to change the world that we live in. So Megan, do you want to talk a little bit about Hinkletown's venture program?
Sure. So we are small. We are able to walk closely with students and offer very personalized pathways for them. So we definitely do have students who are headed to college, who have headed to college, and with the flexibility that comes with our program, especially in junior and senior year, we've had kids graduate from us with 30 to 40 college credits that they've already gotten through dual enrollment, and that's pretty amazing. So we are definitely able to support those students who are college bound as well. And we intentionally have our program set up so that students are also able to graduate as early as the end of their junior year. And yes, we absolutely value academics, but we also understand that some students are ready to get out into the workforce and not be in high school for 4 years. We have students, many students each year who graduate early and enter directly into the workforce or head to a gap year program or to missions. And we're really thankful for partnerships. We have some students going to One Life Institute, which is a great gap year program, and students headed to different YWAM campuses. So we've had a lot of students also go from having their internships, which we require as a program too, and those internships have led to full-time jobs. And we've had students mention through their graduation speeches, I had a wonderful experience with my internship and I start working full-time tomorrow. And I'm really excited about that. And then with our flexibility senior year, we're grateful for so many amazing organizations around us. So we've had students participate in Thaddeus Stevens early enrollment, where they're able to start a 2-year program at Thaddeus Stevens their senior year of high school. And we've had students graduate from us and then go into Thaddeus Stevens. We've had students heading to Lancaster County CTC for some great programs. We have a student, we're so excited, he got accepted into the heavy machinery program at CTC for next year, for his senior year. And we're also thankful for partnerships. We have a great resource locally here in Lancaster Bible College, and we love their classes, we love their Bible classes, and we have had numerous students, not just college-bound students, but we've also had many students who know they are not going to college, who are headed into the workforce, who want to enrich their lives and expand their biblical knowledge and take dual enrollment classes, even though they're not headed in that direction, but that just helps to make them a more well-rounded person. There's lots of variety here that we help guide students through, and you can't guide a student through this process of discernment with all of these options without really truly investing in their lives and getting to know them in the years that they are with us. And that is just our favorite thing about this program, is the relationship we were able to build with these high school students and how we're able to walk with them through this process of discernment and exploration.
All those different opportunities are so amazing to have as, a young adult, and it's a hard decision to pick whether you're going to school or you're starting your career. Like, you're spending 40 plus hours, maybe less, maybe more, working or going to school, and you're investing a lot of your time and energy into these things. So to give these kids the option to choose what is best for them as an individual, that personalized experience is really, really important. I definitely felt like it could have been maybe just me, but I felt like when I was at that age, I felt there was kind of like a path that everybody wanted me to go on to, just make the most money and pick one thing and go through with it. And college, unfortunately, maybe not unfortunately, but college was the thing that I decided to go with, and it just wasn't for me. I did end up getting my associate's degree, but I'm not a school person, and that should be okay. Like Jordan had mentioned earlier, no matter what path you choose, it's not wrong. And like you said, celebrating both of those things, whether you're going straight into the workforce or going into college, that's a great feeling.
I feel like high school kids, they want to make an impact, they want to make a difference, they want to do something meaningful. And something we talk about is that the mission field is all over the place. So yeah, you can go into missions and you can go to the nations and you can have outreach to people, but your mission field can also be the construction site that you are on every day. It can be, heading towards a degree for teaching or in medicine, but your mission field can also be in the restaurant that you're working at, and it can also be in your home with your kids, staying at home with your kids and your evenings, and the mission field can be coaching Little League in the evenings. So anything that you do can be your mission field and where you show that light for Jesus and where you are making a meaningful difference in the lives of people around you.
Yeah, for sure.
And to what you said, Maecy, I would have viewed myself, and still would view myself, as a school person. I love school. I love academics. It was always something I enjoyed. I shouldn't say the only reason, one of the large reasons I'm in this industry and love this industry is because 3 adults in particular poured into me when I was fresh at a job, new, and they made me love it. They guided me into loving it. This is not the industry that I ever saw myself doing, but I absolutely love every day of this industry because I very much give a lot of credit to the adults that I am now that adult, or I want to be that adult, I should be that adult, to the adults that did that for me when I was 21 years old and knew and didn't know what I wanted to do.
Yeah, and having those people there to do that for you, whether it's to instill that or just impact you in some way that is meaningful and you feel like you're growing from it and you realize like, oh my gosh, I really love this. So do you want to tell us about your position? I mean, you're training people and you're also probably learning when you're out on the street,
Absolutely. So my position as a trainer is almost like Jordan zoomed in on Brubacher itself. I get to be a part of LCCTC, Lancaster County Career and Tech, OAC. I just started there. I actually was previously an instructor there, and that was by far the best aspect of that job, I would say, is it wasn't the technical training, it was the relationships that you got to. That's the long-standing thing with the students, whether they take this go into this industry or they go the 180 degrees the other direction. The relationships was by far the best part, and I believe carrying that into Brubacher, the relationships is the thing that people carry with them. If I can train them to be a good X, Y, or Z, they won't remember that, but they will remember the relationship that we had, that we were able to build, and I feel privileged to get to do that for a job. I mean, we all get to do that for a job, to build relationships, but that I'm very happy that I get to do that. So I am just Jordan zoomed in on more of the field, the new hires, guys that have been here a while, people that want to develop their career. I get to walk with them hand in hand to act that out, whether it be training, whether it be time spent with me go out in the field, work with a crew, work with a new guy, help them get up to speed, get to a position they want to be in, whatever that looks like. And like it's ever changing and all different, which just makes the position very fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. All three of you guys, through what you've explained, I mean, you're making such a big impact on the younger generation and even our current working force. And yeah, I'm proud to say that, you know, we work hand in hand with Hinkletown and that you guys are Brubacher's own. So, thanks for listening to this episode. Part 2 of this discussion will be posted on Tuesday, May 7th.
Thanks for listening to the Brubacher podcast today. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to our podcast so you can listen to the new episodes each month. Share it with your friends in the industry and those who might like to learn more about the construction industry. Feel free to check out our website at www.brubacher.net. I'm Keith Brubacher, president of Brubacher Excavating Incorporated, and we hope you found our discussion insightful, and we look forward to the next time together.